guys, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Edge of the Sky. We're here finishing after reading all of everybody's messages besides 3 and 9 because they didn't write me one, but it's okay. It's whatever. They're busy. Anyway, here we are. I hit send on a message and start having anxiety almost immediately. Did I say too much? Was I too open? Will they think I'm weird? I probably will. Olympians aren't like us. I suddenly remember reading something about Olympians not telling anything personal about themselves until several dates in. I mean, 4 and 5 told us their name, which I don't remember, but before I can question why I'm even thinking about such things, my doorbell chimes. The foreign sound nearly causes me to jump out of my skin. I leap to my feet defensively. An unexpected voice muffled by the noise-canceling door filters through. 7, it's me. 9. Can I come in? Of course! My mind goes on a full freak-out mode. 9? Why is he here? And why didn't he just use the intercom? Maybe he forgot it was there? As I begin to spaz out, I realize I'm just leaving the leader of Phantom Alpha out in the hallway. I scramble to get up, push the button to open the door. Hi, handsome! 9 looms over me with a smile. I give a nervous one and return to move to get out of the way. Come in. 9 nods and steps inside my room as the door closes automatically behind him. He looks around curiously before focusing on me. Hello, I hope you're doing well. Actually, I wanted to ask you if you'd like to come to the roof with me. The roof? Sorry, I'm not supposed to leave my room. Do you want to? What? What are you gonna do? Huh? Do you want to leave? Well, if you want to, then it's an order. An order? You're not going to disobey an order from your superior officer, are you? I'll see what you're doing using your powers. Okay, 9. Of course not. 9 turns and opens the door. Then let's go. I gratefully follow him out of the room, in the room that had become my prison, trying not to skip out of pure happiness. When we get up to the rooftop, 9 walks to the railing, leaning on it. I follow his lead, looking over the railing at the city below. I breathe in the air gratefully, just glad to be outside again. Ooh, is this a CG art? Do I need a save, or is it gonna be CG art in my gallery? 9, sir, thank you. Sir? That's unnecessary. All I did was help a member of my team. That's what I'm supposed to do. God, he's gorgeous. And lately, I haven't been doing the best job of things. What do you mean? In the past few weeks, 4 got hurt and so did you. Failed missions, they affect the entire team. And ultimately, a member of my team fails, it means it was my fault. And you and 4 were punished for it, so this is the least I can do. I start to open my mouth to argue with 9, but he quickly changes the subject. Please tell me how you've been doing. You've had it the hardest of all. You've had it the hardest of all of us, being so new and thrown into so many difficult situations so fast. I want to lend an ear and try to help quell any of the confusion you might be having. Well, now that I've actually been given the chance to talk to someone, all of a sudden I feel awkward about it. How am I supposed to just blurt out the doubts I've been having to the leader of the entire team? Please, trust in me. I hope you can relax and be honest with me. I know I haven't been doing that well in communicating with you, but I want to make up for that. So he's more of like a person that he wants to talk in person, instead of like over text and email. I hope you'll give me a chance to help. If you don't know where to start, the beginning is always good. How have you been since we spoke before the Kairos invasion? Hearing the pleading in 9's gentle voice, I feel something hard soften within myself. Under 9's calming presence, I slowly begin to tell him how I've been feeling, how terrible I felt about 5, my uneasiness with 8, how much I wanted to help 0, how miserable I felt about... Yeah, we didn't even get the option to message 0, or say 0's message. What the fuck? How miserable I felt about failing 4, how scared I was when I got stabbed. And even though I don't mean to, I end up mentioning Nish. How he contacted me on the roof with 4 and how I've been thrown into confusion ever since. And then when I met up with him, the confusion got worse. Oh, I realized too late what I've just said. I frantically think about how to fix what I just said. Can you backspace words? But 9 just smiles at me. You met with Nish. I wince. Is he going to call me a traitor? What's going to happen to me? Yes? How'd that go? Confused, I hesitate to continue. 7, you don't have to be afraid. Meeting with a member of Kairos isn't going to get you thrown into a containment cell. I'm not certain what you're thinking, but FaZe isn't like that. You were just meeting up with your brother, who you haven't seen in a while, right? Yes. I I decided not to mention 10% at least. I definitely don't want to explain why I was hanging out with a Kairos leader. So how'd it go? It was confusing. Nish said a lot of things that don't make sense. I'm afraid Kairos has brainwashed him. That is difficult to say to the least. Does Kairos brainwash people? I mean, is that something they do? Well, there's evidence that they might. The way they gain supporters and influence, it's unlike anything we've ever seen. I see. Knowing that I have even more reason to doubt Nish's words, I lapsed into silence. You said it was confusing. Did what he said shake your faith in your path any? With the recent events all happening so soon after your joining, I couldn't understand that. I hesitate once again to answer, not wanting to sound like a traitor, but Nine's beautiful eyes and kind smile relaxes me. You feel safe. A little. I mean, it isn't what he just said, but being a phase operative is harder than I could have imagined, and I've made so many mistakes. Every time I think I'm doing the right thing, that I've made the right decision, something happens and suddenly I'm not sure anymore. I don't even know if there is a way back from my decision. Nine sighs. The only way forward now is through. You've made a commitment, and whatever that leads is something you'll have to find out for yourself. Still, maybe it'll help if you could hear from someone who's been at FaZe longer. Is there anything in particular about life at FaZe or being an operative that's bothering you? Dr. Park. She's evil. Dr. Park is evil. Ross, not really. Ten's actions with a magician, FaZe in general. Dr. Park for sure. Dr. Park. She isn't very popular around FaZe either. Ouch, just hit my elbow, that hurts. Then, you know why? It's about her experiments, right? Yeah, about 4 and 0. The things I've heard are concerning. She hasn't treated me all that much better either. Though she did save my life, I guess. I can't speak to everything, but I can say that Dr. Park is a brilliant scientist. She's one of the best in the world, if not the best. Her specialty is augmentations, and she is tasked with coming up with new and better performing ones. Dr. Park's career is young, but she's already influenced the field of human augmentation in huge ways. She has the responsibility to keep the top operatives fitted with cutting-edge technology, and she has to make sure they're able to function with them safely, especially on the battlefield. The Augs have to be reliable, safe, and functional enough for the operatives to do their jobs effectively. Yet stay ahead of our enemies who have experimental technology of their own. I can only imagine the pressure she's under. That might be why she appears a bit cold at times as well. I see. I had no idea. I mean, I knew she was responsible for that, but not to that extent. It's ultimately her job to keep us safe and healthy, and you're right, she did save you. I hope you're able to come to trust her more in time. Do you have any other questions for me? Well, one immediately comes to mind. I guess this is kind of heavy, so I'm not sure how to phrase it. I'm good with heavy. What is it? It's about your role, being Phantom Alpha's leader. What about it? How do you feel about it? I mean, I have this much trouble just being part of the team. I can't imagine leading it. Well, he looks kind of bummed out. Oh, look at him, he's so stinking gorgeous. Oh, Nine looks away, contemplating my question. Several moments pass. I'm starting to regret asking when he finally answers. Conflicted? Nine nods to himself. Yeah, conflicted. I can imagine, but why? I can't really say all of it, but this job requires a lot of sacrifices. Being a leader of any team requires an immense amount of sacrifices. Most people can't imagine the silent burdens leaders must suffer. Not even the team itself will know all of them. And that way it's also a very lonely job. Nine himself looks like such a portrait of the very loneliness he speaks. That I want to do something. Hug. Give me an option to hug. Yes, I want to hug him, but I'm not sure that'd be all right. He's such a kind person. I want to see him smile again. Give me a hug option. Are there any positive sides of being a leader? Not many, but I do have an opportunity to do things in the way I believe is best. It's in the way that I can help others by using my abilities to help guide them. Everyone is born with the potential to give back something unique to this world, but only a few can be a leader. Those who actively seek to lead for the control it gives them are never the ones meant to be leaders. For me, I only want to help others in whatever way I can, with a great power comes great responsibility. And that's a heavy burden that I'm not sure if I... 9 trails off, pausing for a moment before continuing. Anyway, the irony of my reluctance is that it might mean that I'm one of the few actually suited to be a leader. I see. I think I understand. I was groomed to be a leader myself once. Really? Of your clan? 9's eyes sparkled with fascination. Yes, it was determined since my brother and I were born, on the night the stars fell. The meteor shower almost 30 years ago. Yes, the clan believed it was a divine sign, so we were both trained to be the clan leader. Nish, I don't even know what he's doing. He never really enjoyed our lessons anyway, but I looked forward to it. But now, I think I would have just messed up, like I did here. They're better off without me. Being a leader doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. In fact, if you're not making any mistakes, it means you're not taking any risk. If you don't take risk, make mistakes, and learn from them, you'll never grow. Just like a child has to fall many times before they learn to walk. So must we continue to do so if we want to grow? Wow, he is so good at talking, to be honest. I thought I hit overtime already because I felt like this was so much dialogue, and I thought it went over time. 9's wise words strike a place deep inside me, one that I had long forgotten. You sound like my Regin? I need to remember the lessons she taught me as a child. It's funny how the basic childhood ones ring even truer as an adult. But a Regin? I don't know what the hell that is. Does that mean you're a princess? Oh shit, am I? I stared at 9 wide-eyed for a moment before bursting into laughter. The absolute wonder in his voice made it clear that he was serious, but when I look back up, he looks at me wide-eyed, which sends me into another fit. I slap my thigh and wipe my eyes as I try to get my mirth under control. I'm sorry, I just never thought of myself as the princess type. Was your Regent not leading your people in your stead? I looked so embarrassed that I tried to smooth it over quickly. I was to be the leader of my nation, so call it what you will. I mean, technically princess. An unexpected gleam shines in his eyes. It's so brief, I'm not sure I saw it, but it looked 100% shockingly devilish. He gives a deep bow, dumbfounding me. As you wish, princess. Did he just? I opened my mouth to protest, but 9 quickly changes the subject. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? I feel like this scene here is to let us get a feel on 9, because I don't think, again, we didn't get a lot of time with him, and I don't think we had any CG art of him, because I know last time I mentioned that he might have the CG art, but it was fan-made. It can be hard for me to find time to get away, so I wanted to make sure we talk about anything you're wondering now. Can I ask some personal questions, broski? Is that not good? Asking them anyway. Well, can I ask you something personal? Personal questions? 9 smiles. It'll depend on what it is, but sure. You can ask. There's more choices. How do you deal with stress? What do you do in your free time to relax? How did you get into phase? I always ask these 2 questions, but I'm very interested on how he got into phase. I was wondering, how did you get into phase anyway? Well, there's not really an exciting story there. Don't worry, we're gonna choose the other option, what he does on his free time. That's more interesting anyway. I took the phase aptitude test in high school like every kid in Olympia. I didn't fit into any open classes, but my score were such that I was scouted into the elite architect program. Elite? It's a special class like Infinite, isn't it? I think I read there's only a few of you, and you didn't even try to get into it. That's amazing. It was an honor, and I didn't have any other plans after high school. I just went with it. Didn't even finish normal high school. They trained you as a teen. Yes, the training in the architect program is very comprehensive. You live, eat, breathe, and drink nothing but that life. I didn't mind, though. I threw myself into the work. It was perhaps the first time I had felt truly alive. I'm happy to hear that. Everyone seems to have different feelings and experiences with their classes. I'm glad yours was positive. A shadow passes over 9's eyes, but he says nothing more. I want to ask if there's more to the story, but I feel like I can't. There's probably some things he can't tell me anyway. So you got assigned to the top team in phase right away. I did, thanks to my scores. They passed over 10 for the position. They were given beta instead. 10 hates me as a result. I see, that explains the hostility. 9 nods. A bona fide soldier with years of experience getting passed over for the top team in favor of a kid that scored well on some tests. I'd say that's fair to be pissed off about. I don't miss Nine's bittersweet tone. Before I can stop myself, I place the gloved hand over his. He looks down at it in surprise, then at me questioning. However you got here, you've certainly proved that you were in the right choice by bringing Alpha through everything you have up till now. I smiled. This girl is so bold. Instead of giving a hug, let's just put my hand on top of yours, even though that's more intimate than a hug in my eyes. Besides, if you weren't, Roscoe would have had you removed ages ago. Nine chuckles, gently removing his hand from mine. Damn, I got friend-zoned. He took his hand away from me. I hope I haven't crossed some line with him I wasn't supposed to or made him uncomfortable, but I couldn't stop my need to comfort him somehow. That's both logical and very true. Thanks, Seven. I nod back at him with a smile. Oh shit, okay. Anyway, overtime. We're gonna stay right there, but the next episode we're gonna go back to see what he likes to do in his free time, and based on those two choices I'll decide which one is better. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Touch it,